Good evening and welcome to Wednesday Night Live, guys. Thanks for joining. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care, and don't mind me. I'm just clicking around over here and getting all situated. So I hope you guys are having a good week so far. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. And don't mind me, guys. I'm just getting kind of set up here, and we'll get started. All right, cool. Welcome, you guys. Glad to have you here. And I got some cool stuff tonight, all right? So we're going to do a couple vintage baseball things. And hey, what's up, Matt? Good to see you. Bruce, how's it going? Jason, what's up? Shell, what's up? Don, Matt, what's up? Good to see you guys, man. Thanks for being here. And if you guys have never been to Wednesday Night Live, I do this show every week on Wednesday nights at 10 o'clock EST here. I'm in Michigan, and wherever you guys are, I hope life is good, and I hope your spring is off to a good start, man. So thanks, you guys, for taking the time tonight. And tonight, you guys, I'm going to show you some stuff that might not even take a super long time, but it's a really good improvement, and it's something that you can do, I promise, all right? You'll be able to pick this stuff up pretty quick, I promise, all right? Hey, fingers crossed for a good sub on the way home. I see that the Real Danimal has a sub coming back. Good luck, man. I'm sure you did a good job, especially if you pine over them all like we do and make sure they're all prepped and cleaned up. Aloha from Hawaii, man. I love Hawaii. And I love the collectors, man. That's why I'm here. I couldn't spend this much time doing stuff if I didn't love it. You know what I mean? I'm sure I could find other stuff to clean up or work on, but and I do. I was actually working on I worked on my truck this week, worked on my car. I got my son's mini bikes for their birthday. So we're out, my boys are learning how to ride a motorcycle, and we had a pretty good crash today. So I can tell you that I was using these hands for getting rocks out of elbows today. So talk about cleaning up cards is a relaxing way to end the day after the one that we had today. So but thanks, you guys. Hey, Boston, Massachusetts in the house. Queensland, Australia. Gosh, man, I love that you guys all dig this stuff. Thanks for watching. Ray's Breaks asks if there's a way to get rid of print lines. Not really, Ray. I mean, sometimes, I always just use like card polish because some of the, all those lines look the same. Sometimes, man, it's like one of my buddies, Chris is probably on here. Chris was telling me some sort of, he was like, the ones that, wipe off. It's some sort of light indent with some sort of grease that they have on there. So those wipe off pretty good. Everyone looks the same. All those scratches look the same, but most scratches are going to stay. But anytime you run into that stuff, just use a little bit of card polish. Sometimes you can reduce them. Hamtramck in the house. So guys, Hamtramck is an awesome little town here in Detroit. And being that I'm half Polish, Yakashamesh to my Polish friends in Hamtramck. All right. So, let's take a look, man. Let's take a look, you guys. And I'm going to look over and answer as many questions as I can. I promise you. But sometimes I'm looking down here and I can't really answer them all. So, Jay, if you're on, Bruce, I'm sure is here. If anybody answers questions for me, I appreciate you. There's a large group of people on here that are good at card care, and I just try to keep up with them. All right. So let me show you guys what we want to do first. So I was in Philadelphia last weekend. And I was able to pick up, some cool stuff. And you know me, I'm always looking for stuff with room for improvement. But check this out. Like, first off, I love Willie Mays, right? And even if you're not a huge baseball collector, say like vintage isn't even your thing, this is a good gateway player to get you into vintage. Like, Willie Mays is probably the best baseball player ever. And just an awesome person too, so like Willie has this good looking card. This is one of his later cards in his career. As you can see, look how many years that guy played baseball. So this is a 72, but it's overall in pretty good shape. But here's what stuck out to me. Looks like it got wet at some point because we got a stain up in the corner. And I get a lot of messages like this. And even sometimes going, hey, I gotta stop. Do you eat punchkis? Of course, man. And if somebody doesn't know what that word is, a punchki is a donut that you eat before you eat it on Fat Tuesday before Lent starts. And my grandparents were from Poland, and they never really talked much about like their old country or whatever. And but I said to them, did you guys love eating punchkis? I remember my grandpa saying to me, no, they were terrible. You guys eat jelly donuts here in the United States. We had gross bread filled with apricots and mustards. They were nothing like this. So that was my teaching from my Polish grandfather. But so that I got that on there, and then I was like, all right, I think I can teach everybody how to get that out. You can usually get moisture stains out, but then I got that on there too, and I don't know what that is, but you can see it's on the surface, some sort of clear. It's that thing. It's a nasty stain, but let's try it. You know what I mean? So, hey Eric, good to hear from you too, man. Glad everything's arriving, man. And yeah, you guys, thanks for all the orders. I always try to, my wife's a rock star, and the girls that work in the production, they get stuff out every day. So I won't make you guys wait. So if you need anything, we're shipping every day. All right. I got a question. Let me answer this one, guys. This will be my last question. Then we're going to work on this one for now, but I'm going to answer more. I promise. And thank you guys for being here. All questions are welcome. Somebody wrote, can you soak a Panini Kaboom card to get rid of, or would you recommend a humidor? Don't soak a Kaboom, guys. A Kaboom is not a good card to soak because it has a shiny foil front. It doesn't have a thick front. Like when I was showing you guys some, let me see if I got anything in here. So like a Bowman Chrome card you can soak because it has a heavy plastic front. Okay, a Kaboom it looks similar, but it would get all wrinkled and wonky on you. So don't do that. So if anybody has a question, you ever want to hit me up, you guys are the nicest people. You'll always say, Kurt, I know you're busy and I'm sorry to ask you a question. Don't be sorry, man. Like, I'm here. Like, this is what I do. I never want to be a business owner that's far away from my customers, especially when my customers are all people that I like and have tons in common with. You know what I mean? So hit me up. It's all good, you guys. So let's do this first. Here's what I want to try to do. So let me show you what we're going to do tonight. So Willie Mays, and then this one, Gary. What's up, man? Good to see you, buddy. Gary's one of my longtime buddies too, guys. So Gary can answer questions, and that's Grazi. So Gary, if you see any FAQs, man, feel free to jump on them. Gary's real good with cards. So and that's a common one, right, guys? I didn't pick out stuff tonight that's like so far out of the box. I just wanted to get like stuff that like we all kind of run into. You know what I mean? Just kind of. Sometimes I'll get silly and just want to do the craziest experiments. But this one was like, these were all straight from the card show floor. And I was like, these are perfect examples. You know what I mean? So we'll see what we can do on this one too. So that's what we're going to do. And then if you guys remember, I think it was last week. So if I got magic friends here tonight, I wanted to share with you. We were working on this one last week. I just can't remember how far I got, how far I showed you. But I'm going to show you more, okay? So we're going to get to that one. Eric, yeah, when you buy PSA, you can tell them that, hey, this guy Kurt, he might know what he's talking about. The cards aren't going to go bad on you someday. It's all good. So yes, Eric, I'll come sit with you in your executive office. I'm looking forward to it. All right. So let's go after this one first, and I want to first see if we can get this off. Usually, I can diagnose stuff pretty quickly, but like I don't know what that is. I don't even know if it's going to come off. What do you guys think? We'll find out. I mean, it shouldn't. And here's something though that I want to teach you guys. Like when I do this stuff, I'm never really scrubbing on it or working on it too hard. If it's going to come off, it's going to come off pretty quickly. But it's a weird thing. Look, when I lay it down, you can't see it, but then when you do that, it's like horrible. You know what I mean? So let me show you guys what we can do here. So let's here's what I'm going to try. Like that's why I like doing Wednesday night lives, because when you watch my videos, I'm like, they're all like plotted out and planned out and really, really like quick. When I'm doing stuff like this, I'm kind of like looking at it and going, all right, what do we think? So I'll touch it. It doesn't feel like anything different. It just kind of feels like the rest of the card. But I just want to keep it simple. So what I'll start with, let's just use a little bit of cotton. And I think somebody asked me about where do I get the accessories. You guys, all this stuff, all the like accessories I get, like this, the circles, I get it on Amazon. I couldn't live my life without Amazon, but I get it on Amazon, and I have a link on my website called Products We Love. And you guys, I squirt the card spray on the plate because, well, I don't want to squirt it on my cool mat that somebody made me, but that way I can just dab into it a little bit at a time. So I just want to do this. And just a little bit of that. And let's just hope this wipes away. Like, let's have a win. Um, let's not make it too difficult. Let's just see if it goes away. So I think I got this for like $20, and it would be cool if it cleaned up. But I always feel like whether it does or does not, it's kind of like part of the gig, you know? There's so many things that you can work on that you'll be able to make a nice improvement on. You know, but then there's other stuff where it's just like, at least if you give it a try, you know that you did your best, you know? I'm looking at it from this angle. I can still see the whole outline of this thing, whatever it is. But I want to tell you something. I'm not pushing hard. I'm just making contact. Like, you see how, like, even the card's not even, like, moving? Like, if I took my finger off, it'll move, but that's how light I'm touching it. All right, let's just see if I made anything better. I can still see it. Yeah, not much, huh? What the hell is it? All right, so that's step one. And usually if card spray is going to do it, honestly, usually it takes it off pretty quick. So let's try step two. I'm going to use next. We're going to jump to card polish. And card polish is real good at, like, you know, you can always, and I get asked too, hey, should I polish the front of my vintage cards? Whenever they have a nice polyurethane like that. You know what, Michelle? Michelle just wrote, looks like clear nail polish. Do you know, Michelle, that I thought the exact same thing? That's funny that you say that, because I'm like, it looks like paint. It dried like paint. You see how it's like an oily, dry spot? It didn't, like, water and stuff will crawl into a card, and you'll have a big wet spot like that. Oil-based stuff does that. You might be totally right, Shell. So let's try it. But card polish can break down oils sometimes, you know what I mean? So, like, let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. But yeah, I think that, you know what? That'd even be a good test, wouldn't it? Like, I've never put nail polish on a card. Maybe I'll put some nail polish on a card and see if it comes off. It's not too common. You know, I'll see tape on cards and then a variety of stains, but I'm sure somebody could use nail polish. I had somebody, one of my buddies that I talked to just online, sent me a picture yesterday, and it was a bunch of good cards from the 50s. And somebody along the line drew mustaches and sideburns on all the players. So it's like Ted Williams with big sideburns. If you're on here, tell your own story, because I'm sorry, I can't remember who did it. But it was sad to see, but it was kind of hilarious, because it was weird to see, like, Mickey Mantle and stuff with, like, big drawn on sideburns, and the cards were in great shape too, and you're like, why did somebody have to draw the sideburns? But I was like, when I was a little kid, I always loved art too. So, like, I definitely customized cards when I was a kid, and you know, I was into pirates, man. I like drawing pirate patches on all my players, even if they weren't pirates. Check out that. Voila. That was what did it. It must have been oil-based, you guys, because the card polish got it. Check it out. Nice. All right, so my Willie Mays card so far that I got on the discount, stain removed. I'm cool with that. So now let's do this. I'm happy. That was so I do think that was something oily. And then what I had somebody on here say they're a painter, right? And they said, yeah, okay. So Sundry Selects told me as a painter. So true. Okay, good. Look at that. So you guys, if you do get a paint stain or whatever, because that was fierce, and usually this will take care of it. It didn't budge it. So just remember that, fellas and ladies, when you're if you go at a stain a little bit with spray and you're like, it doesn't even budge, because if you guys remembered, it didn't even budge. Let me show you a picture. Okay, check this out. That's what it looked like. That was because you know how I make my little teasers for before Wednesday Night Live? There it is. It's all gone. but that's what we had. That was bad. So check it out. That looks good. All right, I'm happy with that. So now, guys, let's go to the top, okay? And let me just get back to my monitor here so I can read everybody's words. All right. So good. That's how you do it, all right? Somebody asked me, am I sending this to PSA? No, I'm never sending a card to PSA again, ever. I'm just joking. Probably not. I'll keep it. It looks good. But if I send it to PSA, I'll have that dude that tries to troll me watch every. So I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. PSA. So dude, remember this card and watch for it every day. Spend all of your time looking for this to pop up on the population report. Come get me. So let me show you this. When you have a spot like that, usually the way that you're going to get rid of a moisture spot is with moisture. So remember that one too, guys. Anything that like causes the damage, like with moisture, is usually how you reverse it is with moisture. But that was probably just some water got in there. So water stains, you know what I mean? So let's get this. So here's what I'm going to do with this one, guys. I'm going to show you how to do this because this is something that I get. Yeah. PSA coming your way tomorrow. Keep your eyes open. It's coming. Look for this Willie Mays, this $20 Willie Mays. Let's have the internet talk about this for like weeks too. God, let's do it. I'm in. Let's go. Let's get this off. So what I'm going to do here, you guys, is go right back to my little plate over here. Yeah, express service, baby. This thing's coming tomorrow morning. I'm actually going to show up there with a mustache on and silly glasses and bring it in person. And I'm going to clean it right in the lobby and give myself a shout out. How about that? I'm going to say, yes, Kurt's Card Care for the 10. You know. But yeah, it should gym. You know what I mean? Walk through this. And like I said, I'm going to give myself a shout out while I'm there. You guys got to watch. It's going to be really good. It's going to get tons of views and tons of clicks. So now let's get this thing out of here. So what I'll say, you guys, when you send me these, we'll do I'll say go in there and just kind of like, this is where my words sometimes get in the way. So let me show you. I'll say go in there and get this wet again, but don't soak it. Like don't get it all. You don't want to have it go all the way to the back. You just want to do a little bit on the front and let it equally dry again. We might get lucky and it might just happen in front of our eyes. So this, you guys, the reason I keep, so close. The reason I keep doing this is because I want it light. I want it very, very damp. I don't want it wet. And I'm going to go past that. So I'm going to go like up into the G. And then I'm just going to kind of pat off my little excess there. Let's see. Oh, somebody wrote, Frankie asked, what's the story behind PSA? So you guys, like if you haven't heard or noticed, I clean cards live, right? And then I show everybody how to do it. Well, not everybody likes card care or card cleaning, you know, and that's fine, whatever. But so anyways, I send in cards. I'll clean cards and get them graded and show people the results because I figured that the only objective measuring stick is like a grading company, you know. But I've been doing this a while, so it's like I don't think I need to keep on. I don't need to hammer the grading part, you know what I mean? I think that you guys know that you can get a card graded, no problem. So, anyways, a card I cleaned up on Wednesday Night Live got graded, and a guy that doesn't like cleaning cards or a group of people that don't like cleaning cards like tattled on me and kept telling PSA or something, I guess. And then the card then PSA went back on their grade and said, oh, even though it passed our test, now that we see that Kurt cleaned it, we got to deactivate it. So I think it would have been a whole lot easier for PSA to say, hey, you know what? This actually, you did a really good job, man. We're the best graders in the world, and it looks awesome. You know what I mean? But that'd be too easy. You know, I don't know. I don't need PSA. PSA doesn't need me. I like you guys. I like card collectors, and I like cards. You know what I mean? So that's the yeah, it is kind of silly, but I mean, dude, like people that don't like card care were like rejoicing. It was like Hanukkah and Christmas for them. So see how I just got a little bit wet and you can still see the line in there? I'm just gonna do that a little bit more. And yeah, I guess. I know. Isn't that funny? In my mind, and I guess I'm such an optimist that I would hope that PSA would have been like, wow, man, we grade cards all the time, and we're good at pulling out fakes and added color and trimmers and all that stuff. But damn, man, you do a pretty good job. We grade all these cards, but then we'll go back on it, I guess. But like I said, I don't need PSA. PSA doesn't need me. We can all coexist, I'm sure. But for all you guys like me that like cards that are a little bit beat up or whatever, and you like projects and you just enjoy like doing this stuff, it's like if you get it graded or not, it's all good. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to hold this card. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually, if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to keep rolling because it's actually working pretty good. So I'm just tappering this out. I'm not, and if you guys notice what I'm doing, I'm going right back in because I don't need the moisture to pour into the card or soak into the card. I just need to stimulate this little area and let it kind of just dry again. So here's what I'm going to do. I got a little bit of moisture, if you guys can see it. See how it's just a little teeny bit wet up there? I want it to dry slowly. So what I'm going to do is just give it one more light application, then we're going to put it between the pads. Okay, and we'll remind me at the end of the show. We got to look at it. I'm putting it between the pads because, hey Joey, I just read Joey. Were you sending me the pictures, or because I've had multiple people in the past, probably week. Joe, if it wasn't you, somebody else, show me that they're getting all their slabs back with scratches going north and south all the way up them. And because I had somebody reach out to me and say to me, hey, how do you get scratches off a slab? And I said, well, you can use my stuff if they're light, it'll make it look good. And he's like, okay, Joey, it wasn't you. And but somebody else, Joe, was dealing with the same thing. They did like a big submission. It was like 60 cards or something, and all the slabs were scratched up, all north and south, so I don't know. The thing is, I like getting cards graded. I don't want to rip on PSA or any of these grading companies. I'm sure they do their best, just maybe they're just not ready for stuff like this. But my point is, I like that they authenticate the cards and they can, slab them up. I like the slabs. I like all that, but it would be, I'd hope that if anybody got a sub back with a bunch of scratches up and down it and you showed a picture, that they would say, I'm so sorry. Can you please send those back to me and I'll fix them? Like, that's like me sending like you guys like your card polish and it's like half gone. And I'm like, well, just enjoy the rest of it. You know what I mean? Like, I would never do that. That's just so annoying. But all right, so we're going to look at this one. Remind me. All right, we're going to look at that one. So I want to get into this one. Actually, since I got some of my magic friends here, let's do this. We're going to do this one in a second, but I want to show you the magic card. Oh, let's do a cheers. Blue Monster tonight. So if anybody's got a Monster out there or any beverage, I appreciate you guys very much, and I look forward to this Wednesday night every week with you guys. So cheers. Yeah, that's a good point. I like that somebody wrote, I use the card polish on my one touches. That's anytime you guys have, it's just a top loader in my hand, but one touches are nice. And when you have I have a display wall over here with a bunch of stuff that's not graded, just because they look fine without the grades. I like to use the card polish on one touches too. Makes them look good. So let me show my magic friends here. We're gonna do a quick card polish on this if you guys don't mind, and then I'm gonna show you some before and after pictures. So this is a Magic the Gathering card, and I'm going to make this one into a video too. So for my Magic friends out there, if you're like, I just want to have a quick one to watch, I'll trim this down and I'll make it shorter for you. But I want to show you guys something because I was really happy with this one. I thought this one turned out really good. I just want to, use a little card polish on it because I've been holding it between my pads here for like a week. I just been using the light sprays. If you guys were like, what the heck are you talking about? I'm really happy that I think I found a really good way to get dents and crap out of TCG cards. And if you're like, ooh, I want to know more about that, go to my YouTube page. I have a playlist. And oh, Benny, you can definitely polish TCG. Like, look how nice the surface of this is, man. But let me show you guys where we started on this thing, all right? So bear with me because I'm a one-man show, and I have to, like, show computer screens. But look, let me show you what we got. I just wanted to polish up the front. So I don't know if this is... I'm assuming this isn't, like, a good or a valuable card, but the point is I wanted to do this because it's all foil. So now I want to do the back of the card, and then I'm going to show you some before and after pictures. And I apologize, you guys, if I think I showed some of this card last week, but I don't think I was done with it. And then even just like today, I had a couple guys say, hey, I saw your Pokemon and what else I do? Yu-Gi-Oh! Dent videos. And they said, hey, is it the same on Magic? And I was like, oh, hang tight. I got some Magic stuff coming your way. So I'm just going to give this thing a final kind of cleanup because I've been holding it between the pads and using a little bit of card spray on it. So let me show you. Yo, Matt, what's up, dude? I see you. Good to see you, man. So check out the back, right? We're looking good. See how we got nice light? I'm using this light up here. I guess I have a light up here, and I just watch the light roll over the cards. That's how I find like any dents or dings. And then it's easier on the back because it's like one finish. But when you get to the front, man, you guys take your time with these because it's so tricky. At least for me, like, I know it's only this big of a card. It's not that big, but take your time to like watch the whole front. Okay? So it looks good, right? I mean, you guys could be going, all right, what is it? I don't get it. So let me show you. Dan, what's up, Dan? Good to see you, buddy. Hey, the magic is in the people using it, man. It's you guys are the magic. So check this out. See this? I had a big dent on the back of this card. And that was... See how it's a little dent right there still? That's the best I could get this big dent. But let me show you the rest of it. That was the only thing that I've been working on this whole week, was trying to get this little dinger out of there. So it's in there a little bit, right? Faintly. But I can still see it, so I got to show you. But then let me show you what else we did on this thing. So like, it had that, and that big dent on there. So that came out. And then on the front, let me show you the front. So it had this big ding right there. Because I didn't know if I could get this type of stuff out of a foil card. I didn't know if it would work. And it worked, in my opinion, like really well. Sorry about all of my... Here, I'll give you an example. I was just doing a video with it. See that big dent? And then, where was my last one? This was the one that I thought was most impressive. So that dent from the back went all the way to the front. And that was it. So pretty cool, right? And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So then, you guys, just over the last week, I was just putting it between these mats and using like just a little touch of card spray on my mats and holding the card flat. And it got all of those out. And the only thing I was left with was just that little guy right there. And I just couldn't get it all the way out. And I tried, man. And like, even when the card was, I'll do stuff like this with it, you guys. I'll hold this and I'll put a little detail Q-tip and just kind of do little massages over it and just work with it. Maybe it was just too deep of a ding, but I tell you what, working on these TCG cards and Pokemon cards and Magic and stuff like that has been freaking rewarding, man. Like, I love it, and they're just really cool. So that's the follow-up of that, and I'll make a video for you guys, okay? So, but the way I did it, and if anybody's like on here right now going, I need to know more, how the heck did you do that? Don't worry, I'll teach you how to do it. But the thing is, it takes a couple days. That one took me, let's see. This one, what I did for this one, you guys, and I'll just keep it real brief because I got videos of it. I just used one spray of card spray. I just hit it, one spray, light mist. And I put the card right on it. And then I do the exact same thing with the front. I'll just a light mist and I put it and I just hold it. And I put I make it just like this. I was just like we're doing with the Willie Mays, and I just held it. See, the thing is with baseball cards like this, if you got a dirty old baseball card, like you can soak these things, and like it takes a while to dry them, but I mean they come out really nice. But every time I tried soaking a TCG card, I just ruin it. It never worked. And then I would like get a little bit of success with putting it in the humidor for a while and putting it between plates, and it worked all right. But it was just never great. And so now after trying the mats and holding it, like that's kick ass. That's as good as I can go, like pretty much on that. That just made me happy, So thank you to all my TCG collector friends out there for pushing me and saying, dude, you got to figure something out. So I think I figured it out pretty well. Okay. But creases are still very difficult. Okay. And creases suck. And then even my buddy NY Card Co. is asking me right now, have you tried modern Donruss with a massive crease? No, not really. It's like I can teach you guys how to get most of the dings and dents out of the back of Prism, Optic, Bowman, stuff like that. But when it comes to like the kind of paper / plastic hybrid cards, like upper deck style cards, young gun cards, all that type of stuff, just the materials aren't good to get dents out of, or creases out of at least. But I can show you how to get creases out of this. I'll take the blessed vibes. What's going on, comfy cards? So let's do this. You can walk around a trade show or a card show and find cards in the dollar bin with dents like this all day long. And if you just like to come home and do some projects, pick a few of these up along with your good ones too. You know what I mean? Happy birthday, Dan. It's Danny's birthday. Happy birthday, young man. I'm working on a Jackie Robinson right now. It's drying right now. But here's what I'll do first. You guys, when it comes to stuff like this, you might think, where do I start? So here's what I'm going to start with. I'm not going to start with like using the card tool. I need to get that a little bit wet with card spray. Dude, Dan 39 is young. Don't ever grow older. Always stay 39. Bill's Mafia Mike, my main man Mike in the house. What's up, Mikey? So, all right, let's get this corner fixed, okay? So this card too, you guys, like, I want this to look really good because I just always liked this card. It just reminds me of some of the early cards I had in my collection when I was young. And as you can see, we got some indents and stuff. This one will probably have to have a follow-up tomorrow, but let's just do as much as we can tonight, okay? Because when I've had people say to me, and you guys ask, this is a good question. The question I'll get asked is, hey, do you do anything to a card before you do before you mist the pads and hold it or anything like that? And I'll say, yeah, I'll try to like work out some of the stuff like this before, so I at least can give it a head start. And that's what we're going to do, because I probably will hold this tonight overnight with a little bit of mist on the front. And, I think that we can get these out is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes I just ramble. But, yeah. So, yeah, and if anybody is good at getting TCG creases out, teach me, man. I want to know. I'm getting into the art on the TCG cards, and as soon as I start liking something, I'm always like, oh, got to get a couple good ones. You know what I mean? That's how I got into vintage baseball so much. You know that I got into vintage baseball cards so much because I liked working on them. That was it for me. Okay, so I will shut up and show you some good stuff. Let's zoom out. And you don't have to work on a card, you guys, the way it's the way it's made to look at. Because it's going to be hard for me to start reaching all the way across the card up there. I'd actually prefer you don't reach across the card because you can catch these bottom edges and corners. So get the trouble area closest to you. and keep your damn hand off it. I don't want to see any of you guys working on cards like this with your hand on your card. That's not how you do it. Turn it around and just get to the trouble spot, okay? So what I want to do first is I just want to do a little light moisture. And again, I don't want to soak it. I don't need to get it all super wet. I just want to use a little bit of moisture. And we're just going to do a kind of a flat, just hold it for a second. All right, so that's good for there. And these other little creases that are on here, guys, I'm just kind of activating them. And the reason I just do the little taps, you don't want to rub on these. I mean, it's not going to, if it was dirty, you could give it a light rub, but I just like to, I don't know, this is maybe my little technique, I guess, but I do that and I look because I'm looking down and I'll see that the moisture is getting into the card. But I don't, like I said, I don't want to just hold it on there or let it soak in. I don't need to do that. But I am going to trade this out because I want a little bit more of a firm background here. So we're going to trade gears here, and I'm just going to do the exact same thing. I just need a little new, I need a new little tray out here for my spray. And since this card right here, you guys, has problem area on the back too, the back corner, you know, the front and the back are beat up here. We're just going to do a little bit on each side. And it's like I can see it going into the card a little bit, but not a lot. And that's what I want you to do. If you just want to soak the whole card, go right ahead. If the whole card was filthy and dirty, I would do that. But I'm just doing this. And if you guys don't mind me explaining everything, so now I'm also gonna. So I got a little ridge in this corner. Let's just too close, right? So let's just use my finger as a ridge. So it's like I got a little ridge in this corner. So I'm just gonna use the tip of this just to kind of pack it back down into place. Okay. I'm just going to get out the card tool, you guys, and now I'm going to put a sleeve on the top. I'm just going to gently, I'm watching where the folds are on this card, and I just try to gently just go with them to kind of get it back in place. I'm not using any force at all, like 0, 0, 0 force, okay? I'm just kind of making contact with it. It's kind of like pushed in this way. So I'm just going to try to unpack it this way a little bit the best I can. Now I can do this safely because the card has a little bit of moisture in it. If I was doing this without a little bit of moisture on it, I run a risk of chipping off the paint. But now it's a little soft, we're good. Just want to feel it too. Your finger's a good tool. Don't be afraid to go down the edges and stuff like that. Especially when you have a penny sleeve on top, it's safe. See how that's coming out? Isn't that cool? Sorry, it's a little, maybe I got a little bit better light. Cool as hell, isn't it? And it's like I'm watching this right now come unpacked because I just put a little bit of moisture on there and I'm just letting it do its thing. So now that I got it down to like one kind of like main little valley right here. Now that I can just see that I got like one little crease going through here, I'm just going to apply a little bit of moisture to it. That's a really good start. Really good start. Because we're going to have to do a little light semi-soak with this card. But now I'm happy to start it right there. Because see how now, guys, we got it like, it's not the best corner, right? But you see how like, let me show you something. Where's the, I'll show you a picture. I don't know why I should do this all the time. I feel like I forgot to do, how easy this is just to scan up here. So, that's where we started with a lot of, that's what it looked like, okay? So it's pretty gnarly. And now this is just our pre-treatment before we even do our main thing. And I'll hold it on that same angle. So it's like still in there to a degree, right? But what we're going to do now, it's not going to, I don't want to hold a card between mats and while I have ridges in it. I don't want to smash that stuff down, because if you just smash it down, it's just going to fall on itself, and it's going to crack the paint. It's just going to look like shit. It's just not the right way to do it, is what I guess I'm trying to say. So I'm going to show you one more thing. And then we're going to put it between the pads. I'm just going to put the penny sleeve on top. Don't forget, you can use your plates too. So just going to put my thumb on it for a second, hold it flat. I know that we had a couple wonky corners on this one. And I promise that this one, you guys, I'll show you a follow-up like tomorrow. But that's how I'd pre-treat it, okay? And you can still see that the corner's not perfect. And I get some paint and stuff like that. But what I want to show you next is I want to see if overnight we can get rid of these indents. See them? Good light? All right. So let's do and I stress these, guys. I'm happy to show off these little light semi-soaks, I guess I could call them, or just a little bit, because you don't want to, I had, and I love the questions, but I have a lot of guys will show me a card with like a little corner tick like that, or on the front, and they're like, hey, should I soak the whole card? Sure, you can if you want, but I mean, you can also do this. I'm just going to use, let's see. I'm happy with that. Little light spray. So that's going to be for our back. I'm going to do the same exact thing on the front. Same thing. Just a little bit of moisture, because this card, you guys, is fully unprotected back, so that takes in moisture real easy. And then the front, as you've seen, like, it's real soft right there. And we did a pretty damn good job with that corner just for that. But this is if you just want to finish it off and get those little wrinkles out of the front. And we can hold it like that. All right. Yeah, it's almost like I'll always try, like, I know darn well if you have a card that's super duper dirty, it's like, just soak the card and clean it up and make it look good. But if it's just light stuff like that, you don't need to go that far. That's too much. It just, unless you just got a lot of time in your hands and you just feel like cleaning all your cards top to bottom, you can do that. But I bet you if I soaked this card or did this method I'm showing you right now, you couldn't tell the difference, and they're both going to look good when it's done. But this is going to take way less spray, way less drying time, and it's going to come out looking really good. So I'm going to hold that one right there. So don't go away. I want to look at the Mickey Mantle with you guys. And I like what my buddy Bruce just said on Deck Tech. Bruce, you're the man. Thank you. Bruce said, make sure you clean your plates. You better clean these things all the time. And it's something that you guys, hey, congrats on the Wimby to 99. I just saw somebody got that. That's kick-ass. What a good card to pull. But always clean these. And I know that these look like they got a lot of like swirls on them. They do, because I use them a lot. But if you have anything dirty on these, you guys, and you put a card between it, you're going to screw it up. So always make sure the stuff's clean, or just, be on a rotation to buy new ones, every couple months. All right, so I'm going to show you guys this one tomorrow. Note to self, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to leave it like this all night. When you soak a card, you got to change the mats out often. This is not soaked. This is barely wet. And I'm going to let it, here's the thing, I'm going to let it all dry. The whole process is going to be completed with this. And that's it. Simple enough, right? And then when I show you guys the pictures tomorrow, and you'll be like, holy shit, that looks really good. That's how simple it was. We did it just like that. Okay? So I'll show you that tomorrow. But before our Wednesday night fun is over, let's look at the Willie Mays. And I want to see if we were able to get that spot out of there, or if we have to keep on treating. Got to keep going. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put a little bit more moisture on there. It's working though. It's getting much lighter. I'm trying to give you guys the best view I can. But it's still noticeable. I don't like it. I'm not happy with it yet. I want to get that whole thing out of there. And I don't want to soak the whole card. I just want to get it. I just want to get a little bit out of there. So what we'll do is the same thing. But the whole front of this card, you guys, I don't need to do a semi-soak on the whole front of the card because the front looks great. The front's fine. And I'm really happy it looks like I got most of that stuff off there, but it looks like I still got a little bit of a spot left. So I'll pay attention to that. But we got a bunch of it was like oily spot we got out of there. It looks pretty good. Maybe it's just still drying. But let me do this corner again, and then I will have to follow up with you guys tomorrow. But I'll be able to follow up tomorrow. This is not something that takes a long, long time. And I just want to get this area up here. Like I said, if you guys are just watching, if you ever find a vintage card with a moisture stain in the corner, you just got to get it wet again. And you just have to what happened was whatever got that wet, got wet, and then it was dry. It just stopped. So that's why you see me going beyond that spot, because if I can kind of get in there and reactivate it and drag it out a little bit, it will go away. And if you guys are even new to using card spray, you might even, there might have been times where you're working on a corner and put too much moisture in the corner and you're like, oh man, now I got a spot. This is how you get rid of it. Just light little approaches like that. See, I know you could look at it from right here and be like, it looks good to me, but I'm too nuts. I got to get all of it out of there. Actually, I keep saying this, but I feel like when I'm working on it, just right in front of me, I'm getting it to kind of go away. Now I'm going to come back down here and wipe that spot off down here. If you guys are just joining, I had what do you call it? It looked like a nail polish or something. It was a weird, dark spot that I couldn't get off with card spray, but the card polish did it. I don't know if I'm going to have to follow up with you guys tomorrow. This is starting to die down real quick. I'm still going to. I took pictures. I like showing the follow-ups. And then, if you guys are just jumping on and didn't get to see this all and you want to see more of it, I'll have it posted on Instagram, but I'll also have it on YouTube too. So I'll have that on there. I'll have it up there tomorrow if you guys want to catch it in its entirety. I'm glad I picked this card up. This is a good-looking card. And the thing was, I noticed that spot, that corner first. I didn't even notice that spot on the shirt. But isn't that so typical? You buy a card and you'll notice a blemish on it, and then you get it in the mail or get it home and take a look at it, and you're like, oh, I was fixated on there and I didn't notice there was a big there was paint on it. You know what I mean? So keep your and the damn thing is, cards are only this big. Why has it got to be so difficult to figure out to look at them? I'm just going to do a little bit on the backside too, because this is making actually pretty darn good progress. And before we put it away for the night, and that's what I'm doing, you guys. I'm just see how I'm just kind of walking it out through there. That's how I do it, and that's how I'll get that dang thing out of there. And it's going. All right, 3 more taps, and then I won't make you guys watch me do this anymore. But that, you get it, right? That's how you do it. So if you ever find that, or even if you ever made that mistake, and you're like, oh my God, I made a stain, don't worry. You'll get it. Just take some time. And then if you guys find old vintage cards with mega stains, you might have to soak the card, then you'll dry it, and then you'll be tapping at it. I mean, I think I see the names on this call. I know you guys know what I'm talking about, but sometimes it just takes a long time. But if you love cleaning up baseball cards like we do, it's just how you do it. I think that I'm glad I didn't give up on that, man. I can still see it in there a little bit. I think we'll get all that out. All right, so what I'm going to do, my friends, is let's just close it up for the night. I want that to sit, because if I don't want to keep going, I can feel it in there now. There's no point to push it. I want it to look good. I want to show you that. So there's our Willie Mays. And hang tight for me, guys, and we'll wrap it up. And if you're just joining, you guys, don't worry. I have it all filmed and are all saved, and we'll watch it again. And they'll be able to be here on Instagram. Yo, what's up, you guys? I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care, and it's nice to see you. I wish I could see all of you, but I know you're here. So thanks for watching tonight, you guys. And so to recap, we did more dent removal on Magic. So I'll post that video for you, I promise. And then we got Willie Mays and the Robin Yount rookie. So we'll let the Robin sit all night long, and I'll show some follow-up videos tomorrow. So sorry, my phone almost fell. But you guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of the week. Thanks for being here. And if you guys need anything from me, message me anytime. I'm always going to reply to you. And I did have a couple questions saying, hey, where can I get like stuff? If you guys need any of the stuff I make, it's at kurtzcardcare.com. That's my website. And then if you're on there and you're like, hey, I just need some more like tools and accessories and stuff like that, click on products we love. I get all the stuff on Amazon. All right. So I'm appreciative of you guys so much. Thanks for being the best people in the world to work for. And I truly appreciate you. And I hope you guys are just having a great week. Get through your Thursday and then have a great weekend. All right. So good to see everybody. Peace and love. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care, and I'll talk to you real soon. See you guys later.